Hi everyone, this is DM Yeknam again from House Rule Gamers. Today we're going to talk about the priest subclass cleric. This is often referred to as the generic cleric in the gaming circles I frequent. At a later date, we'll take a very deep dive into priest of specific mythoi, which are most commonly called specialty priest. The campaign world that you find yourself gaming in, that your DM has designed for you or that your DM is using as a pre-made game world, will have deities and or churches and or philosophies. And the cleric that you play will be a follower of one of these. This will dictate your alignment requirements, but it won't really change much else about your cleric if you are playing a cleric. Clerics have one of the lower experience tables, at least for the initial levels, as you can see here. Now, as they start to gain higher levels, their experience table does look much more similar to that of a warrior's. A cleric rolls a d8 for hit dice. They roll 9 times, so that's from first to ninth level that they're rolling a d8. Every level after that, they gain 2 hit points. Now, a cleric has an excellent spell progression, but they're not using the same types of magics that wizards and bards are using. No, they're using divine magic that comes from divine spheres. And clerics have access to every divine sphere except for the plant, animal, and weather spheres and the elemental spheres, of which they only have minor access to the elemental sphere. Minor access meaning clerics of up to third level. Now, those of you who are using the Tome of Magic, which we will discuss when we begin our in conversations about priest of specific mythoi, will notice that this sphere access does change for clerics. But if you're using only the player's handbook, this sphere access is what clerics have access to. Anyone can be a cleric, any race, and you only have to have a 9 wisdom. And the only real alignment requirements about the cleric are that the cleric must have a matching alignment to the deity or the philosophy or the church that they follow. Clerics can wear any armor, which is excellent. They can use shields, but again, they must only use wholly blunt weapons. Clerics have an excellent Thaco, being second only to warriors, and their Thaco drops by 2 whole points for every 3 whole levels that the cleric gains. Clerics also have a very good set of saving throws. Their saving throws become lower every 3 levels. A cleric who has attained 9th level or higher may be granted permission from their church or their philosophy or their deity to establish a place of worship. Upon establishing this place of worship, the cleric will receive from 20 to 200 followers who will arrive over the days and weeks and months that follow the church's or the place of worship's construction. Most of these will be 0 level, but the DM will have final say over exactly what type of followers arrive. The cleric can, of course, hire other followers, but such followers that the cleric hires must at least have similar views to the cleric, if not be of the same faith. Clerics have an extra ability that is like the ability we discussed about paladins in an earlier video, although it begins at first level for clerics. They have the ability to turn the undead, or in the case of evil clerics, command the undead. This is a divine power that is sort of channeled through the cleric that works against undead and fiends of all kinds. The more powerful the cleric, the greater the chance that the cleric has to turn or in some cases even destroy such creatures. Paladins can be turned somewhat by evil clerics. This is something that your DM would have to discuss with paladins at the beginning of the campaign so that paladins might be aware of this. But just like good clerics can have a certain command or a certain ability to turn fiends, evil clerics may have the ability to turn certain holy warriors such as paladins. Final quick note here. We will be using many different sources when we discuss specialty priest or priest of specific mythoi. So that will be an extended video, and I might have to break that video into multiple parts. Until then, this is DM Yeknam saying like, subscribe, share, and keep the faith.